Yes, I got a haircut. Hi. I think today it's time to reflect on one of the creepiest sites of all time. It's one you probably have memories of growing up, might have used it at sleepovers with your friends. It's called Omegle. Now, I have both some funny and some pretty horrifying stories from this site. It was shut down a couple of years ago. If you don't know, it's a site where you get on webcam and you're matched up with random people. I'm sure you can't imagine how that could possibly go wrong. When me and my friends were about 13, we used to spoof the camera to show a topless female webcammer and would offer a sex show to anyone we deemed to be a weird, horny dude, providing they first coated their face in peanut butter. You would be amazed at how many people went along with it. Of course, once they were smothered in peanut butter and had their cocks out, we would switch the camera back to show a bunch of 13-year-old lads crying their eyes out, pointing at them and taking pictures on our Nokia 3410Is. I want to call this innocent fun, though I'm not sure that would be the right term exactly, but it's definitely a good time. When I was like 19 or 20, well over a decade ago, I came home drunk from the bar and was bored, so went on Omegle. Had to wad through a few dicks and a few people that just instantly skipped me when I got to this one guy who was like, "Yo man, what's up? You trying to see some titties?" And I was like, "Yeah, but it's just a bunch of dicks." And he was like, "I got you. Babe, come show this kid your titties." And this blonde girl walked into the frame and flashed me her boobs. Not exactly disturbing, but I think about it from time to time, lol. Hey, I guess he hooked a brother up, and I do have to say there's probably better ways to see tits online than to go through Omegle to do it. Guy had half his face covered, recognized me from high school, said the high school, then mentioned something I would always carry with me. This is maybe 6 years after we graduated. Ended that chat pretty quickly. Now, the chance of getting recognized is definitely a good reason to be hung up about showing your face, and it's not something people ever think is going to actually happen. Apparently, it did for this guy, if the story's true. I was chatting on Omegle while watching Netflix. I said hi, and he replied with Season 2, and there's a timestamp. I got hella confused, but then I noticed the show I was watching was Friends Season 2, and the timestamp was 13:30. The time I was watching the show was 10:04 p.m. I quickly exited and blocked Omegle's website. So weird and creepy I couldn't sleep. Now, there's a lot of stories about people who they were chatting with someone who suddenly knew their address. This is the first story I saw that was this invasive. Not sure if it's real. Definitely spooky. This person recalls using it with friends, and they saw this guy giving himself what they call the sloppiest head ever. I mean, you gotta show off your skills somewhere. If that's something you're capable of doing, I can't blame this guy for wanting to let people know about it. Okay, now we're getting into some of the darker stuff. This person said he was called the N-word and monkey multiple times. The people on there acted like they'd never seen a black person before. Them I looked like a ghoul, a specter, or beast. This is an unfortunate reality of the internet in general. I definitely would not have expected Omegle to be above the fray in that respect. You just can't overstate the amount of pedos that were on there. Like seriously, being on there felt like stumbling into some sort of international pedo meeting. I mean, with the site being so unregulated and all, and with the amount of children on there, you can see why it'd be a hotspot for pedos. I was in my late teens and typing the stupidest things to people on Omegle for fun, just being really silly and obnoxious. I guess I just didn't know any better. I connected with someone who had no interests, told them something stupid, and then they proceeded to state the town I live in. "You live here, no?" Something like that. Scariest, creepiest online experience I ever had. Having used Omegle when I was younger, this was definitely not something I knew could happen, and it was not uncommon either. I saw a guy I don't know if it's real, but that was way too realistic. He had the caption spare or kill. I said spare, and then he said non. Kinda shaking and don't know what to do. I know they do these sick jokes, but seriously, I don't think this one was a joke. Seems like the person just had this experience. To be fair, I'd say there is a high likelihood this is fake and the person was just trying to get a reaction. Was on Omegle not really talking to anyone. After some time, I come across myself, along with a warning from the website saying this may be a stimulated image. Someone was using my video to catfish other people. I'm not a paranoid person, but this was enough for me to close the tab and turn my laptop off. Thought of someone hiding behind my face absolutely terrified me. Again, having used Omegle, this was not a possibility I ever even considered, although as a male, this is not something I probably would have been in danger of. Yeah, considering a lot of the stuff that happened on there, from the pedophiles to the tracking people's IP addresses, I would say it's probably for the best Omegle was shut down. Before researching it for this video, I didn't even realize the extent to which fucked up stuff was happening there. But yeah, if you had any experiences that you think could have been in this video on Omegle, then let me know in the comment section. Chatroom Surfer logging out. Oh yeah, and this video was inspired by this community post. I'm just gonna leave this here. I'm honestly thinking about getting a new name.